All right, this is going to wrap up our equations of circles, and there should be plenty of examples in these videos from all the ones that I posted to go by to help you with all your work. So here's our last one. It's another standard general form of a circle because it doesn't have the parentheses and it equals 0. The difference here is that there is a coefficient hanging out in front of the x and the y, but it's the same number. So what we're going to do first is if you end up seeing a coefficient for the x squared or the y squared, not the x and the y, but the x squared and the y squared, then we have to get rid of that first. We have to get it so that it's just x squared and y squared. We do that by dividing every term by whatever number is hanging out in front of all the numbers. So in this case, it's 0, so I'm not going to divide. I mean, I can. It's not going to change it. It's going to still be 0, but I want to divide that leading coefficient out. It's important that you divide everything by the same number to make it equivalent. So everything divided by 4, that's going to make that x squared plus y squared minus 16 divided by 4 is 4x. 24 divided by 4 is 6, so minus 6y. And 48 divided by 4 should be 12. And that'll be 0. So on this problem here, you get it to that point, and this is just like the previous example. So we're going to complete the square. So we say x squared, rearrange it, minus 4x, leave a space afterward. And then we say y squared minus 6y plus a blank. And we got to bring that 12 over, so we're going to add 12 to both sides. So we say equals 12. And don't forget that we are adding 2 numbers to that 12. So that's your rearrange part. Completing the square part, divide the b terms by 2 and square them. So negative 4 over 2 squared is going to be negative 2 squared, which is positive 4. That'll go there and there. Negative 6 divided by 2, that's going to be negative 3 squared, which is 9. That'll go there and there. So we've identified the numbers that complete the square. We factor x minus 2, x minus 2, y minus 3, y minus 3. And you should recognize now that it's just going to be one factor written with a squared term, because we want it to look like that in the equation. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 9 is, well, 16 plus 10 is 26. Take away 1, 25. And here is your equation. Center, 2, 3. Switch those signs. Radius, square root of 25, which is 5. We can graph it, make sure it looks right. In fact, what you can do is if you just want to check if your equation's right, because you can get the center and the radius just by plucking them out of here, you can take your original equation, four x squared plus 4y squared minus 16x minus 24y minus 48 equals 0. And you can overlay the other one that you just calculated. And it's going to look a little bit, okay, never mind. I thought I was going to have all these dots in here, but turns out it turned out just fine. These are the same graph, so we know we did our work right. So we're good on that. So take that last one that you see, try it on your own and check with me, and we'll be done with the examples. All right, so if you figured out what to divide everything by, it's going to be 2. That's going to take this to x squared plus y squared. 28 divided by 2 is 14, so plus 14x. 24 divided by 2 is 12, so minus 12y. And negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. We want to rearrange, so we will put the x squared plus 14x together and leave a space afterward. Y squared minus 12y, leave a space afterward. And our negative 9 is already over to the right side. So we're going to leave it, but we are going to put 2 spaces after that. So get your frame set up, and then you can complete the square and get it factored and brought down. So 14 over 2 is 7. 7 squared, 49. Throw it there, throw it there. 12 over 2 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Notice that I wasn't concerned about saying negative 12 over 2, and because anytime that you square a negative, it's positive, so it doesn't matter. All right, so let's write this as 1 factor squared. First, negative 9 plus 49 is 40, plus 36 is 76. So what's going to follow the x? Since that's a plus 14x is going to be a plus. That number that doubles to 14 and squares to 49 is 7. What number doubles to 12 and squares to 36? Well, that'll be 6, but since that's a minus, that's going to be minus 6. And that's 76. There's your equation. So your center is going to be negative 7, comma 6. And your radius is the square root of 76, which we're going to leave like that because we don't have the, it's going to be a decimal, and I don't want to deal with decimals. So that's how you do it. Hope that was helpful. As always, reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.